NamRA Kachenu, 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 NamRA Kachenu. We are
NamRA, serving with passion.
Hello and welcome to this edition of NamRA Kachenu, where the focus is on tax, customs and excise matters. I am Puye Ipawa Mwaitako, keeping you company for the next half an hour or so. In recent developments, NamRA holds the AEO awareness in Walfish Bay. Botswana Unified Revenue Services, BERS, pays a sports visit to NamRA. And beyond our borders, complying taxpayers are awarded in Eswatini. All that and more coming to you in a while. NamRA held an awareness session on the Authorized Economic Operator program in Walfish Bay with the object luring qualifying businesses to join the program and enjoy the benefits that come with it. Let's have a look at how the event went.
We are gathered here with a common purpose to shed light on the Authorized Economic Operator program and its potential for transforming the landscape of trade facilitation within our borders. As we are aware, the Namibia Revenue Agency has been relentlessly working towards streamlining and enhancing our trade processes, ensuring efficiency, security, and the compliance in the global supply chain.
Place to be able to identify what are the possible risks before they even enter the country. Because supply chain security is very important. What comes into our country should be safe for everybody. And not only coming in, we have to make sure that what leaves the country for export is also very important, and that those markets that it's entering place to be able to identify what are the possible risks before they even enter the country. Because supply chain security is very important. What comes into our country should be safe for everybody. And not only coming in, we have to make sure that what leaves the country for export.
Botswana Unified Revenue Services, BERS, takes up NamRA in friendly sports games from athletics, soccer, netball and volleyball, to mention just a few.
The BURS management for the initiating this event, and for NamRA for agreeing to host the sister revenue service during the scheduled friendly games. We encourage our staff to engage in sport activities. It is my belief that a healthy workforce will be more productive and better positioned to achieve the organizational objectives. I encourage you to keep up the tradition that you have started. Well done, Team NamRA and Team BURS.
This engagement this weekend is to get to know each other. Some of us might have communicated with each other via emails and the like. Now it's an opportunity to put the face to the names that we have been reading about, corresponding with.
As BURS, we have been itching as we yearned to return to the playground, to showcase our talents and network with our colleagues in the Revenue Administration, an opportunity that we had been deprived by the emergence of COVID-19 pandemic. I'm thankful and feel indebted to Commissioner Shivute and his team for having accepted our requests with open hands and open hearts, of course. This union will not just be for sporting competitions, but a platform for building business and social networks. It is time for BURS and NamRA team members to know each other, to bond and cultivate a mutual ground that is significant for cooperation and growth of our organizations.
Know that the work that you do is very meaningful. It impacts people's lives. It enables our state to be capable and to continue to be of service to the citizen and to humanity. And therefore, our work is about service to others. Our work is about giving to others, giving to the state. Let's know that the work that we do not need to be thanked by everyone, but it's fulfilling because we are positively impacting the livelihoods of many people in our country. As much as you work hard, make time to have fun, enjoy yourself.
Gypsy, roba, roba.
Very special one, in which we will rejoice, in which we will have fun, in which we will play and enjoy ourselves. Feel at home, welcome, have fun, enjoy yourself, and let's make this day one of the most memorable days and be unlimited. Enjoy yourself. Thank you. Again, our
Morogo wa ngwana ga o totedi kopwa o tarapalwa mudisa ga logalalu o ka logala ruri o ka seka are ba rute mola tsaya tobane se tobane yo we roba roba cosi lava roba roba
In April 2023, a delegation from Eswatini Revenue Services, ERS, attended the NamRA Taxpayer Trader Appreciation Day as a benchmarking exercise. It was now time for ERS to celebrate their clients, and a NamRA contingent joined the celebration.
Henry Ford once said that coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. And that's what we are seeing this evening. The tax revenue or revenue administrator, the politician, the minister, the CEO of the Ministry of Finance, members of parliament, captains of industry, coming together, holding hands, knowing, as my brother Nati said, you are all playing on the same team. And Henry Ford said that is success. Please give ERS a round of applause for that.
After a short break, Robert Katangolo engaged Mr. Thaddeus Simataa, the Far Northeastern Regional Manager for Customs and Excise at the Namibia Revenue Agency. Stay tuned.
We administer tax and custom laws so efficiently and consistently. We are ethical, effective in changing lives. We are there for you. This is your revenue. NamRA, serving with passion to positively impact the livelihood of every Namibian.
Thank you, and I'm Robert Katangolo, and today I'm joined by Mr. Thaddeus Simataa, the manager at the Northeastern Regional Operations at Customs and Excise Unit. Mr. Simataa, welcome to NamRA Kachenu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Katangolo.
Yeah, can you please share with us your experience since joining NamRA?
Thank you very much, sir. Let me start off by saying I joined NamRA on the 1st of October 2021 from Northern region. I was based in Oshakati there. So I started here at the time when we had a lot of seconded staff. And that entailed that obviously somebody needed to make sure that we engage the staff members just to quell away those feelings of uncertainty. Because nobody was able to know as to whether or not they would be taken in by NamRA. So as the regional manager, then I was in a position to be able to talk to my colleagues and be able to put them at ease. And obviously encourage them that we will meet on the other side, which is NamRA. Well, I should say the experiences that I have seen so far is that the operational environment is quite different as well from where I was working before. Here you have an elongated border where you have designated points of entry are less, but now the porous border makes it possible for anybody at any time to be able to, to cross. So that is a unique experience, and it's very difficult situation where one has to consider ways and means of how to control that. Okay? So, but then that is part of the operational environment, when one has to just look at better ways of how to handle situations like that. Similarly, when I came, because I'm also responsible for Rundu, I found that there was no leadership there. The former controller, the chiefs, all had moved elsewhere. And that office was only run by staff at lower level. So I was then encouraged to make use of the staff that we had, because there was no funds, for example, to appoint them on an extended period with acting allowance. So I had to ensure that I appointed these particular colleagues on acting capacity on a rotational basis for a period of a year. But in some ways it was okay, because you are cultivating a leadership spirit in the colleagues. Similarly, I also then came and observed how operations were done here. We started to coordinate proper, to build the relationship with other law enforcement agencies and other stakeholders, because obviously nobody works in a silo. All right. So as I speak, I have ensured that we revived the Regional Coordinated Border Management Committee. These are committees that are chaired by regional heads of cross-border agencies that are able to sit at a particular time. We look at issues that affects the cross-border operations and devise solutions to that. I think that is my experience.
What an extensive experience, I must say, and quite commendable with dealing with change management within your experience. Furthermore, apart from that, is there any other challenges that you've encountered or that you deal when you are dealing with the traders and agents in your region?
Yes. Obviously, wherever there are clients, there will always be bound to be issues here and there. And basically, most of the challenges that we see is, since most of the traders are represented by clearing agents, we have seen issues where goods may not be declared properly in terms of value, in terms of classification code, because each one of these aspects carry a certain element of revenue risk. When goods are not classified properly, you will not be able to collect the correct amount of duty. And so is when goods are underdeclared, you will not be able to collect that which is due to the state. So undervaluation, misclassification are some of the challenges. In some ways, we also deal with individual importers. Now, I have already spoken about the long borderline. Now, these are people that may use ungazetted entry points. These are points that are not manned. You can just enter anywhere with your goods, and then you come and sell here, which in itself is unfair. Because first of all, a person is not paid, and they may come and sell their goods at low prices, which affect those that are actually paying the state. So yeah, smuggling activities is a challenge. Similarly, information sharing. We encourage our traders to say when they see instances where somebody imports illicit goods, they should be able to report that. So that as a law enforcement agency, we nip those processes in the bud, so that people don't continue. We want to protect society in terms of those that are paying, because they need to get a fair deal of the amount of taxes that they are paying. So yeah, those are the challenges.
Oh, thank you. Can you tell us about what are the current initiatives that you're taking to keep your traders as well as agents educated or engaged within your region?
Thank you very much. Like I said earlier, we have opened up a platform with clearing agents where we meet on a regular basis, just to identify operational issues that we may have. Remember, the clearing agents are people that present declarations to customs. So we expect from them that they need to provide proper and correct information, so that then we do not delay people that are processing those goods. So we have introduced those regular engagements with them. Similarly, the role of customs Like I said, we also collaborate with other law enforcement agencies. We have, like currently there's an ongoing cross-border operation. So what happens in those operations is that we will, as we patrol, we will also be engaging communities, especially those that are living along the borderlines. We are able, each institution, remember we are represented not only customs, it's immigration, it's police, it's wildlife, and the rest. So this provides an opportunity that each institution gives information to those specific community members. In the end, the purpose of which is to ensure that they are knowledgeable, they are able to self-regulate and self-comply. Similarly, we also participate in trade fairs. We have just recently concluded one in Kurankuru, where customs participated in terms of giving information to stakeholders. Similarly, I think we are working on a program with domestic, where we need to go and do a joint stakeholder engagement in Impalila at the lodges. So yeah, those are some of the initiatives that we are implementing.
Yeah, you guys are quite very busy, and that's commendable, I must add. So there's also been reports about possible congestion at the Namibia-Zambia border post. What is the current situation, and what plans are there to mitigate or rescue the situation?
Thank you for the question, Robert. The issue of congestion is being addressed by us having introduced a pre-clearance system. This is a process where clearing agents are encouraged to submit customs declarations before the consignment actually arrives at the border. The purpose for that is to give customs sufficient time to look at the declarations, the supporting documents, these are invoices, way bills and the rest, and ensure that what is declared properly corresponds to the supporting documents that are presented. And then customs will then sift through and see which consignment have red flags in terms of those that poses a risk will be selected for secondary actions, and those that are deemed to be low risk will obviously be cleared to be released. And that way we have seen that we have addressed the issue of congestion, and we still interact with clearing agents to just emphasize that we need to continue doing more, and so that we facilitate these people, that they do not linger too long at the border, because remember, international trade involves money, and the more time people spend at the border, the more they attract cost, which cost will then be transferred to the consumers at the end of the day, because somebody needs to recoup that money. So that pre-clearance has assisted us a great deal, and we don't see the congestion that we're seeing previously today as we speak. Thank you very much.
So there are no congestions at all at the moment. That's quite good to hear and to take note of. But yeah, we understand there are plans to make the Katima Mulilo border post 24/7 operational. How far are these plans, and do you have enough staff members to be able to operate this border post 24/7? And what might be the benefits that may arise from operating this or opening this border post 24/7?
Thank you very much, Mr. Roberts. The plans are at a very advanced stage. As we speak, we are informed that border post should be operational by the 31st of July 2023. in which case customs and the rest of the stakeholders at the border, we need to gear ourselves to be able to implement the 24 hours. Now, with regard to the question of whether or not we have manpower to do that, unfortunately, at this juncture, we only have 21 staff members at that particular border, which is only sufficient for running 2 shifts. But be that as it may, we have not sat back and relaxed. What I have done from my office is to write a submission where we gave proposed numbers for additional staff to be considered for recruitment, to be able to carry the 24 hours operation. Remember that 24 hours requires that we run a shift of 4 shifts. So the numbers that we have currently, if you divide them into 4 shifts, you will be able to get maybe three officials per shift, which will not be able to address our needs. If anything, it will contribute to that congestion which I was talking about. But like I said, we have submitted a submission with proposed numbers, and hopefully it will see a light of day before that 31st of July comes, so that we are able to carry the aspirations of the nation in making Katimamulilo Border Post operate 24 hours. As regards the benefits, it's obvious. Where our hours were ending at 1800 hours, these are now 24, means it's operational all the time. So the issue of congestion will obviously be addressed, and trade will be facilitated anytime. Thus giving benefit to everybody that imports, export, to be able to do that any time of day. And that way, we believe if people are compliant, they would be able to, to save costs, because goods will be cleared faster if they are compliant. So obviously, the 24 hours is beneficial for both of us and Namibia as a whole.
So one of the border posts that you're overseeing is the Muhembo border post, which is situated in a national park. What are the unique issues of being able to operate a border post which is within a national park?
Thank you, Robert. I think the name itself, a national park, entails that this is a wildlife environment. Of course, our officials don't need to pay to be able to enjoy the benefits of wildlife. But the unique part of it is that the border post operates from 6 in the morning up to 1800 hours in the evening. Now, that in itself presents a challenge, because I believe the border post sits about 30 kilos to the nearest town. So if it's after hours and that gate closes at 1800 hours, in which case it's manned by people from wildlife, it then means that the officials will need to make arrangements, that they have somebody that will be able to unlock for them if they are going out, as well as to come and lock the gate when they return. But remember, we are talking about this is nighttime after 1800 hours. So the movement of animals, that is when they become more active. So that in itself poses a great danger to the officials there. But be that as it may, we have seen those arrangements where emergencies happen. They are able to get the keys, although they are maneuvering in the presence of wild animals. I believe somewhere along the lines there is a need to be able to see whether there is another way of our officials being able to be given maybe the key to the gate, provided there are strict mechanism in place to ensure that we don't encourage, it's a game park. Yes. We don't encourage unwanted activities. But yes, we are surviving. The officials are surviving under those circumstances.
Quite unique issues in the national park. No, that was our last question. But before I let you go, can you please have a last message to the viewers out there?
Yeah, my message to the viewers will be, you see, NamRA, we aspire to be a world-class revenue agency. We want to save clients, traders, taxpayers with passion, provided they comply with the law. Now, there are many platforms, opportunities out there where information is relayed to different clients. We want to encourage that those that are receiving those messages are able to take that to heart, because there are also programs that are being offered in terms of when a person is compliant. For example, we may be able to encourage those to be able to register on platforms such as authorized economic operators, in which case, when you are registered and recognized, you will not be subjected, your consignment will not be subjected to frequent stops at the border. We will give you simplified clearance. We may be able to only do examination at premises. So all these are, the benefits that accrue to that is that when you are able to clear your goods faster from a border, you remain competitive because you ensure that your goods are available all the time, anytime. So we are encouraging people to heed the call for NamRA and self-comply. In the end, we will be able to lead a much better life.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Mr. Thaddeus. That was quite an informative session, and it was nice having you at NamRA Kachenu.
Thank you, Roberts.
Well, that was Mr. Thaddeus Simataa, the manager at the Northeastern Regional Operation Office under the Customs and Excise Department at NamRA, encouraging traders out there to become authorized economic operators for the benefit of themselves. Thank you very much, and over to the studio.
We administer tax and custom laws so efficiently and consistently. We are ethical, effective in changing lives. We are there for you. This is your revenue.
NamRA, serving with passion to positively impact the livelihood of every Namibian.
Now meet one of NamRA's dedicated staff member, Ms. Moira Kubeski, a senior tax auditor at the Audit and Compliance Unit. Let's hear her story.
My name is Moira Kubeski. I have over 13 years experience in taxation, having started my career at the Ministry of Finance in August 2009. I started as an administrative officer and I was later promoted to the position of taxation officer. I officially joined NamRA in October 2022 as a senior tax auditor in the Audit and Compliance Unit. The primary purpose of my position is to provide tax audit services to NamRA by conducting comprehensive tax audits and encouraging voluntary compliance. We also aim to encourage taxpayers to fulfill their tax obligations as prescribed by the Namibian tax laws by making honest, timely and accurate declarations. What motivates me in life is a sense of accomplishment and overcoming any challenges that come on my path. I also try to always do everything to the best of my abilities and I always try to learn new things and acquire new skills. My plans for the future. I would like to further my studies and expand my knowledge as far as I possibly can. And regarding my career goals, I would like to become a valuable asset to NamRA and aid them in the goal to become a world-class revenue agency. I would also like to be in a management position within the next 10 years in the Namibia Revenue Agency. To my viewers, I would like to say, firstly to my colleagues, I would like to urge you to move out of your comfort zone. Life begins the moment you step outside of your comfort zone. So I would like to urge my colleagues to push yourself past your limits and always try to be the best you can be. To my Namibian taxpayers, I would kindly like to urge that you visit our ITAS website regularly to familiarize yourself with our Namibian tax laws as a form of taxpayer education to improve and encourage voluntary compliance. Thank you.
In the next insert, we look at how to request a file transfer on the ITAS portal.
Good day, I am Nesla Watanawa and I'm going to take you through the steps on how to request a file transfer on ITAS. Step 1. Log into ITAS. Step 2. Go to Taxpayer Modification. Step 3. Click on Transfer Request. Step 4. Transfer to Office. Step 5. Select the office you wish to transfer your file to. Step 6. Do give a reason why you want to transfer your file. Step 7. Change your postal address and residential address. Step 8. Click on the Submit button. Kindly keep the reference number for approval.
Have you ever wondered about the procedures of clearing goods at the NamPost Mail Center? Let's take a look at what those procedures are.
Today we are talking about the procedures when importing goods through post office. It all starts with the client or the trader who would then order their goods from the online platforms such as AliExpress, Alibaba, eBay, Amazon, just to name a few. The primary documentation that is needed by customs officials upon arriving in Namibia is what we call the proof of payment that the client or trader can retrieve from the same application or the same platform they used when they were ordering. In addition to that, there are two factors that the trader and the client have to put into consideration when duties and taxes are to be determined or are to be calculated. And that is really the commodity itself, what is it, and where is it arriving from. All this is in relation with Section 40, subsection 2, subsection E of the Customs and Excise Act 20 of 98 as amended. It further implies those commodities that are less than 500 in Namibian dollars, duties and taxes are supposed not to be paid. However, if that particular commodity attracts other duties, irrespective whether it's less than 500 in Namibian dollars, then the duties and taxes are payable. I thank you.
Here is a trivia of duties.
Did you know? For transfer pricing purposes, cross-border transactions between two related parties should be at arm's length, meaning the price at which two independent parties will be willing to transact.
Serving with passion.
Next up are the steps on how to request for penalty waiving on the ITAS portal.
Hi, I am Nesla Watanawa and I'm going to share with you the steps on how to request for waiving of penalties online. Step 1. Log into your portal. Step 2. Click on Other Services. Step 3. Click on Waiving of Penalties. Step 4. Click on New Request. Step 5. Briefly narrate reason for penalty waiver request in the box indicated Summary of Event. Step 6. Click Add on the left bottom of the screen. Step 7. Waiving penalty data screen will pop up. Indicate a text type if waiver is requested for one text type only. If waiver is on more than one text type, click on Search. Penalties on all text types still on the account will pop up. Tick all boxes of the penalties you are requesting to be waived. Step 8. Click on Add to Waiver in the top right corner. This will bring you back to the previous screen. Step 9. Click on New at the bottom right corner if there are any additional documents to be added. Kindly note that all the attached document should be in PDF. Step 10. Click on Submit at the top right corner. Kindly note that penalty waiver will submit successfully if there are no outstanding returns and or tax capital on all accounts the taxpayer is registered for. Here is today's question. What is the name of the border post situated in the national park? Do email your answer to NamRA Kachenu at namra.org.na. The due date for submission is the 27th of July 2023. The winner will be announced in the next episode.
Before we close, here are the options on how to make a tax debt payment.
My name is Angela Kamui, Senior Revenue Treasury Officer at NamRA. I'm going to take you through the process of making payments to our NamRA offices. We have 4 modes of payments which are acceptable at our offices, which are direct deposits, cash payments, electronic fund transfers, and speed points machines. When making electronic fund transfers, we have 2 accounts available for our taxpayers, which is Receiver of Revenue, account 165001, and the VAT dedicated account 165060. When making a direct deposit, our taxpayers need to fill this deposit slip at their commercial bank. You need to have your TIN with you. The TIN consists of 8 characters, and then you should also know the period that you are making the payment for. When making an electronic fund transfer, for your penalty or interest liability due to NamRA, you use the EFT referencing example as shown on the screen. It also has 19 characters, but on the text type and text period, you put 999, indicating that the payment is account payment. When making electronic fund transfers, EFT referencing example is shown on the screen, which comprises of 19 characters. The taxpayer reference number comprises of 5 parameters, which are as follows. 1. Represent the payment method, in this case, EFT payment. 06. Office of registration or your return office. The 8th character represents your tax identification number. 14 is tax type, in this case, employees tax. 2018-06 is the tax period for which the payment is meant for.
And that brings us to the end of this edition of NamRA Kachenu. We hope that you found this information valuable and insightful. Join us again in 2 weeks for more updates. Until then, stay informed and compliant. I am Puye Ipawa Mwaitako, saying goodbye.
Giving fairness and equality to our nation. We appreciate the difference in ethnicity. We have said